All right, we're back on a blue planet, my friends. This is the Greenhand. We are playing Planet Crafter on the base planet, Planet Prime. This is the third episode in the playthrough. Beautiful day on Planet Prime, if I do say so myself. Now, the first thing we need to do is get some blueprints. Why? I'm just gonna say it. I'm annoyed of not saying it at this point. There is a 2x2 living compartment grid that I want. I'm not gonna build a base out of these 1x1s. I'm sick of it. It's not happening. I'm gonna get this eggplant. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna go get some water real quick, and we're gonna try to hunt down some blueprints because I need that before I can start building out the base. I need to build out the base. Why? Because as we progress through the terraformation process, I want a place that I can call home, that I can store things in an organized fashion, all that good stuff, right? So let's go ahead and start our move. Now, what do I need? I need 2 iron. I need 3 iron, 2 titanium, and a silicon to be able to get to anywhere on the map. So where am I headed? Well, I'm headed over towards this dust storm. I think I see something in the distance over there. I see the very tail end of a ship right there. And that is where I want to go. We're going to need to build out a pretty significant base there. Do I have everything I need? Yeah, take a look at that. So you can see, sky's blue now, but the planet is devoid of life. It's devoid of oxygen. It's devoid of any flora, any fauna. And there's still ice all over the place. So it's pretty cold still here. Wait, where? Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Big old ship in the distance. I don't even know if we'll be able to clear this whole thing because it's absolute. Look how big it is. You can't even see it really. Okay, we're gonna set up a home base here and we're gonna hang out here for a little bit, see how much we can excavate from this zone here. And let's go ahead and get our big locker inside. We'll toss that in. So we're just gonna take in some food and water right now, and whatever else we find, we're going to bring out. We might even build a little crafting station here. Okay, so let's remember, we're gonna go left first, and what do we have? Left just brings us straight to a ladder. We're gonna go up it, and there we go. We got one blueprint right away. Boom, easy. So we just have to remember, we came up those stairs. We're gonna have to go back down those stairs to get out so we don't suffocate to death out here. It's another good reason why you build the living compartment, because if you do die, you will come back to life right around where you died instead of having to run ages, which is just no good. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, we got a couple more things. This is just pure iron. We're gonna take the nuggets and we'll take a little bit of this. Okay, we're already at full. So if we want to, we can build a blueprint screen right here. Might be a good idea, just so we can see what we're unlocking. If we unlock what we want to unlock, I may just head back. So let's see what we got here. Oh, we got it. Boom. One-shotted. That's so perfect. We're going to go in one more time, see if we can get anything else. Okay, what do we have here? Lerma seed. I'm going to take these. So this base seed is actually pretty important. You do need it for some like core recipes. So if you do see it, I would recommend taking it if you've got the space. Got more packets here. I think I'm probably okay on eggplant. I don't have squash yet though, so I'm going to take that. Okay. We're gonna see what there you go. We got one more blueprint. That's perfect. Tusca seed. What's the oxygen? Oh, there you go. That's 400% multiplier. That's fantastic. Nullness 300. That's pretty good. Pestera 200. I don't want that anymore. It's trash. Okay, I'm still at half oxygen, so I'm gonna go up. See if we can snag maybe one more blueprint. If we're lucky. Yes, we are lucky. Let's go. And there's one more box. Okay, 4 blueprints. Okay, guys, this was a profitable trip. So let's decode these. We got a tier 2 torch, so just a brighter torch. We got a rocket. We can't use that until we get the rocket platform, and we got mining speed. So we couldn't really use the rest of that. So now we got to figure out what is really critical to take back. I'm going to take back iridium. I'm going to ditch any of the simpler metals here. We'll take back these bioplastic nuggets. Those are going to be important later on. They're annoying to make, but they're helpful if you have them. Wow, we made it back just in the nick of time here. Fantastic. Okay, so what do we need for our big living compartment? We're going to need 2 super alloy, 3 titanium, 3 iron. So it's a really good thing that we brought back the super alloy instead of some of the other stuff. Okay, so we have our materials here. Now what I'm gonna try to do is not rebuild the base a second time. I'm going to try to attach this in a way that's pleasing, and it's simply, to me, well, no, I can fix this. So let's do that. We're gonna eventually remove this and we'll just kind of recenter the base. But to me, look at that. Look how big this space is right here. That's just so much nicer. It is so much nicer. Oh, and look at that. We just unlocked the ore extractor. This just made our life a whole lot easier. But before I get into that, I do have to come up with my sort of main console here. So let's just redesign this real quick. Okay, we've got our big wall of screens up. So we've got our blueprint screen. We have our energy screen. Let's see how we're doing. 184 production, 77 consumption. We're really good there. We don't have a satellite in orbit. We can't use the mapping, but I did create it. And then I've got my transmissions, of which I have no antenna. So we're going to need to do some fixing here. But we still have one more setup to do here, which is we need to get our terraformation screen going. I'm going to put that one right there. I don't care about the total index because I can see that on the top right at any point in time. I really only care about that. Other thing I'm going to do, just to get a little fancy with it, we're going to make a living compartment window right here. We're going to put our other progress bar right there. Let's get a little decor going here. Let's start feeling a little better about our design, yeah? Let's put this up. That's looking pretty attractive if I say so myself. Let's go right about there. As you can see, we're at blue sky stage. We are about 2/3 of the way to the cloud stage, which is fantastic. Can we see some developing? We can. Take a look at that. It's getting a little modeled in the sky. So what are we going to do with the rest of this space? Well, all of our heaters do have to be indoors, which is odd, but just is what it is. So I'm going to start throwing those in this corner for now. These are really easy to construct and deconstruct. And I'm going to put our storage on this wall right here for now, just so we have a way to easily transport stuff and easily store it. And I'm going to get pretty nerdy with my storage and label everything. So we're going to go iron, and we're going to go in order of sort of the complexity or the prevalence. I don't know why. What am I, dyslexic right now? What is going on? Cobalt. And we'll start loading all of this stuff in there as we see fit. Now, of course, at the start, it is not going to make a lot of sense because we don't have enough lockers. So I'm just going to dump stuff in for now. Okay, so take a look. We've got a nice storage zone now. We can put our veggie tubes here, but remember, we did unlock the tier 3 veggie tube. So we should probably start creating those because that's going to dramatically increase the amount of oxygen that we put out, which of course will increase our terraformation index, but it'll also unlock some pretty cool stuff in the oxygen tree. Okay, let's go in here. So let's just take a note. We're at 14.4 ppq per second. What we're gonna do is we're gonna throw, oops, we gotta make the water first. So we're gonna throw down, let's grab that aluminum, do one at a time, I think, because I ran out of inventory space, but that's fine. Oh, of course, these have to be outside. So now that we have a blue sky and we're really trying to terraform, we can put these outside and we can get what we want. So let's go grab one of those really nice seeds. Yeah, we want that Tusca seed. So take a look. Even the golden seed's doing 7.2 ppq per second in a tier 2, and that's a plus 600 multiplier. If I put a plus 400 multiplier in here, it's doing 52 ppq. So this is just such a better device that the second you can upgrade to the next tier, you really have to do it. You just have to do it. Let's get another one of these in the ground. We're gonna steal the golden seed and see how much we get. Get in there, yeah, 78 ppq. So 10 times as much as it was doing in a tier 2. So remember, before we started this little project, we were at 14.4 ppq per second on our O2. We just spent about 5 minutes upgrading and we're at 195. Just destroying our prior record. So to get to a tier 3 heater, we're gonna get that in like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, whereas before it was going to be dramatically slower. And we've cleared out some space here to develop some new stuff. Just make a couple bottles of water so we can drink it up if we need to. We don't need the rest of this ice, so what I'm going to do is transform it all into water. And it looks like we just unlocked the launch platform, which actually we have the materials. We do have the materials. This is why it's so beneficial to get that super alloy so early. Because look at that. The launch platform would be otherwise quite expensive to build. All I need to go find is 3 titanium, and I will show you the beauty of this launch platform. Kitty corner to, oh, that's huge. That seems fine for now. We'll get some stairs going up. So now, here we go. If we go up here, what is this actually going to do? Well, we can now build something new. We can build rockets. So if you look at what these do, magnetic field protection rocket attracts iridium asteroids and gives a global generation bonus by protecting the magnetic field. It'll multiply our pressure by 1,000%. So it's a 10x increase on that very first magnetic field rocket. This is basically the same thing, but for heat. And then there's GPS and map information. Now, what you'll notice is it also says attracts iridium and uranium asteroids. If you have a hard time getting iridium and uranium, well, you can throw a rocket down and you're not going to have a hard time anymore because it's just going to rain down on you. So we are progressing pretty quickly here, and I'm very pleased about it. We're going to try to get to clouds. Oh, we got to clouds. Let's try to get to rain, and we're going to start to see something pretty interesting happen on the map. But take a look at that. We've got a beautiful blue sky. We've got some clouds. What is our next problem to solve? That's really what this game is all about. So what am I slow on here? Oxygen is absolutely cranking. I don't have too many heaters. I've got like one tier 2 over there and one somewhere else on the map. So that's pretty slow. We can see we're quite a ways away still from our biodome, which is a pretty cool addition. We haven't messed around with our ore extractors yet. And we're pretty far away from our nuclear reactor tier 2. But from an energies perspective, we're getting close, so we may want to build another nuclear reactor. Let's start on that first. Oh, you know what we're going to need is an advanced crafting station. We don't have one of those yet. So let's go ahead and build that. So what we'll do for now is we'll put our crafting station over here. This will go through probably one more remodel, but that's okay. So what we can build here is a T4 backpack, which is fantastic. We're going to want that. We're going to want the T4 oxygen tank, but it uses up quite a bit of super alloy. It's 6 super alloy. I'm doing okay carrying stuff around right now, but I'm really excited to get this, the tier 1 jetpack. To get that, which allows me to fly, I'm going to need 2 of these rocket engines. To get that, I need 2 iridium rods, 2 super alloy, and 4 uranium, because of course I need 2 of these. So let's see if I can even do that. So you start to see, if I need an iridium rod, well, you're going to need a heck of a lot of iridium to get that job done. Okay, I'm going to be able to do this, guys. We're going to get our jetpack, which is a huge, huge quality of life upgrade. All right, jetpack created. Huge boost here. So take a look. I'm walking. Hold and press space. I'm flying. Now, I'm not going that much faster right now, but I can sort of navigate over and around obstacles, which is pretty handy. Like you can do a little bit of this kind of surfing stuff and you can kind of get up here a lot easier than you would be able to, or you wouldn't even be able to at all, honestly. So this unlocks a lot of mobility, which is huge for us, but we still want to get another nuclear reactor in the ground to power our very first ore extractor. And we're going to put that right outside the front of the base so we can start getting some autopilot ore. So do we have enough uranium to even make that rod? I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do not. That is a bummer. So we're starting to get a little bit hard stuck. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make another pivot, and we're going to build out this beacon, which is going to give you a little bit of clue as to where to go and what to do next. Now, I kind of like putting the beacon on the very top, which we can now do pretty easily because we have our jetpack. So I'm going to put it right about there. I forgot the beacon uses quite a bit of power. Sometimes you kind of have to play around and realize, you know, you're not going to be able to perfectly progress through the game because there's just sort of things that are getting in your way a little bit. So take a look. Our beacon is ready to go, and let's see if we have any messages. We got a message from Sentinel Corp. It says, you've chosen to have your service commuted to extradition. This is kind of the beginning of the game. Basically, we own nothing on this planet. We can only use the resources on this planet to terraform it. We can't leave it, and if we steal anything, even though it's a completely empty planet, we owe it to them. So really nice guys. We must have done something pretty bad to deserve being on this island, but for some reason, I have a feeling that we didn't. Aha, take a look. We just unlocked the grass spreader. Let's take a look at it. So we start amassing biomass now. Why? Because our environment can actually support it. We have reached clouds. We're progressing to rain. There's sort of enough of an atmosphere here that we can start producing. And you can see why he wanted that lerma seed, because there's a core recipe, the grass spreader, that needs the lerma seed. So let's just put one of these in really quickly. Gives you an area of effect right here. So let's just do it right outside our front lawn. No, we're good. Okay, so what's nice about this is it's producing oxygen and plants. You can see it's producing 0.19 grams per second of grass, which is a pathetic amount, but it's producing a good amount of oxygen, 108 ppq. Remember, over here, we've got 39, 26, 52, 78. So this is now our best oxygen producing device, and it's giving us some biomass, which is absolutely fantastic. What I'm gonna do now is hunt down some uranium, and I do happen to know where some uranium is on this map. So I'm gonna go show you guys where to get it if you're really stuck and confused, because it does sort of hamper your progress if you can't get those nuclear reactors going. And you need uranium rods to do that, which means you need 9 uranium for just 1 nuclear reactor. So what we're going to do is, from our starting location, which is right over there, we're actually going to go this way towards this moon through this narrow valley here. And there's going to be a couple things we want from this area. You're going to see all these like spiky little rock outcroppings, and you're going to see this destroyed building right here. Now you get a nice free little hack over here. First of all, we see some good stuff over there, so let's not forget about that. But take a look. There's a tier 2 solar panel that's just deconstructed here. So I'm going to deconstruct it and reconstruct it, and now I get the credit for that. That adds to my energy. My oxygen's low, so I am going to fuel back up. Now I can spend some time in this area and really kind of suck it dry, for lack of a better word there. Let's get everything out of here that we possibly can. They really don't want us to get over here, do they? This is where having the jetpack's pretty helpful. All right, 2 blueprints, really big pickup. We'll drink that water. We're going to take the food. We'll take the super alloy. We'll take the lerma. So it's really nice when you come across stuff like this because it's just free. It's free energy. Absolutely free energy. We'll take that blueprint as well. I am going to arrange them somewhat pleasingly because whenever I'm back around this area, I want to know that I put some sort of effort in this. We have a couple things we need to do here. Number 1, I'm going to leave this as my home base. And I'm going to put a chest down. And I'm actually probably going to build a blueprint screen. All right, let's see what we got. Tier 3 agility boots. We don't even have tier 2 yet. A fence. That's a decorative item. Looks cool, though. And blueprint pinning. That will actually become quite helpful. So I'm going to want to prioritize that because, like I said, I always have to keep checking what things are, composed of here. Like, am I going to remember the ore extractor recipe offhand? No. So I can pin it, but I need the microchip for that, which is, I don't know. It's kind of annoying. I kind of wish it was like a base feature of the game, but alas, it is not. So let's see what's over here. Iridium, which, I mean, I need it, but I need uranium more. So I'm not going to pick a ton of this up right now. What we're going to do is we are going to show you where the uranium is. Oh, look at that. We've got a golden chest. We're going to want to take that real quick. Golden seed, pretty nice. Remember, if you deconstruct this, you get aluminum and super alloy. So it's important to do that, even if you don't necessarily want everything in there. Okay, so from the boxes, where are we going to go? Let's go this way from the boxes. So to the left, see if that takes us anywhere profitable. This little cave outcropping here. Yes, yes. So we're back in the desert here. You see this little blue box. Rate it if you want, but save your inventory space. I'll just eat a little food there. And there we go. So I'm going to take absolutely everything that I can fit, and I need to make sure I get at least 9, if not more, because I'm trying to make some nuclear reactors, guys. Okay, I think we cleared this out. So let's get out of here. Do we want anything? Yeah, we do. We want some of this. We're going to take as much super alloy as we can, and then we're going to get on back. And we are back at base. We've got little tufts of grass starting to form. Let's go ahead and make some of our uranium rods. Can we make 2? Oh yeah, we're in luck. Okay, this is fantastic. Let's get some nuclear reactors down. Great news, guys. Let's unlock this blueprint too while we're at it. Tier 2 jetpack. That's even better news. Wow. We are cruising right now. Okay, here we go. Let's get these nuclear reactors down. One more, and we'll do a little 2x2 here eventually. One right there. Let's see what we're doing as far as energy goes. Yeah, 435 against 199 consumption. Now we're in a great spot there. And let's see what we need to get this tier 2 jetpack. Super alloy, sulfur, osmium, aluminum. We don't have 2 of those resources at all. And we're gonna get a little bit of propulsion upgrade there. I'm not super stressed about that. I feel decent. Let's go ahead and get an ore extractor in the ground so we can start to show you how that works. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of showing you the ore extractor, because we're going to need to get osmium and iridium rods and all sorts of stuff, I'm just going to kind of recap where we are at right now and what we have that we can actually do to progress our game further in terraforming this planet Prime. So let's take a look. Our oxygen is still ripping pretty nicely, and we're actually almost at the end of the oxygen tree. But trust me, there's a lot more to come. So I don't think the game is anywhere close to over right now. We're going to unlock a flower pot next. We've got the biodome, which we're creeping up on, but we still haven't really prioritized heat so far. and we have a tier 2 nuclear reactor, which we're about 5x away from. So our best bet is to get on this biodome action, which will help us unlock the atmospheric water collector, which will allow us to get water from the ambient air. And we also have this entire tree that I haven't even showed you guys yet that you're unlocking as you get animals, insects, plants, and biomass on this planet. You can think of animals, insects, and plants sort of as the three analogs to pressure, heat, and oxygen, and then biomass being the sum of all of those. So you can see plants is 156, so biomass is 156. As I add insects and animals, that will add up, and we'll be able to unlock all sorts of crazy stuff down the line, frog eggs, etc. So stay tuned, because in the next episode, we are getting ore extractors in the ground in various parts of the map to help automate the collection of some of these resources we need to terraform this beautiful planet. I'll see you in the next one. This has been the Greenhand. Subscribe, and peace.